If your school gives you an option among a few upper-level accounting courses, which should you take? I'll talk about that in this video. My name is Katherine Nally. I'm a CPA, and I help accounting majors like you through graduation and beyond. Graduation requirements differ among schools, but it's pretty common for you to have some flexibility on which upper-level courses you take. For example, at the University of Montevallo, where I got my bachelor degree, you have to choose which 3 courses to take to get you 9 credit hours out of a possible 11 course options, which you can see here. The first thing that I would consider when deciding which classes to take is whether or not you plan on getting your CPA license, which I know can be a big decision. I created a free quiz linked in the description to help decide if you want to get a job in tax, audit, or industry. As a bonus, your quiz will also tell you whether or not I recommend that you get your CPA license, so please go check that out below. Each state has specific requirements in order to be eligible to become a CPA, and as part of those requirements, you might have to take a certain number of specific classes. If you plan on becoming a CPA, I would definitely take those required classes when you have the option. For example, in the state of Alabama, where I am, there used to be a requirement like that with a few specific classes that every CPA had to take, but that recently went away. Now the requirement is that you have to take 33 credit hours of 300 level or higher accounting classes, an additional 27 hours in business-related classes, and a total of at least 150 semester hours to be a full CPA. As a side note, the requirements to sit for the exam can be less than the requirements to become a full CPA. However, passing the exam does nothing for you if you don't eventually meet the full requirements, so that's what I'm focusing on now. If the CPA requirements don't narrow down your choices enough, or if you decide not to go that route, the next thing I'd consider is what kind of job you're hoping to get. If you're not sure yet, take my free quiz linked in the description about whether you should consider a job in tax, audit, or industry. Once you know the type of job you want, you can narrow down your class options to those relevant to the work you want to be doing. If you do that and there are still multiple options which could help you in your future career, I'd start to consider the professors who are teaching the courses. Maybe you have a favorite accounting teacher, and if a class that they're teaching checks all the boxes we've already talked about, I would probably take it. On the flip side, maybe there's a professor who is not your favorite, which could happen for any number of reasons. If there's a way for you to avoid taking another class with them, that's probably a good idea. If you're not familiar with some or all of the professors teaching courses on your maybe list, ask around to other accounting majors you know about their experience with them, or check out ratemyprofessors.com. Not sponsored, I do think they have a helpful and free service, which I personally used to help me learn about professors for classes that I was taking in the future. My final piece of advice is to not overlook a course which you personally think sounds interesting and want to take. While of course you can and will continue to learn outside of college, there's nothing quite like learning about something that interests you in a structured way with other students also learning about it. If one of the classes available to you in the pick 2 of these 5 options situation that you find yourself in sounds really interesting to you, and if taking it won't cause you any CPA related problems, I honestly think you should take it. I'm naturally a curious person, and one of my favorite classes that I took in undergrad was an intro to physics class. I had to take a science class, and physics sounded the most interesting to me out of the options that I had. The professor was fun and engaging, and I learned a lot at the time, even though I've forgotten most of it now. I'm glad that I took that class, and I want a similar experience for you. Follow your interests, and you never know where it will lead you. My free quiz about whether you should get a job in tax, audit, or industry is linked below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!